The Linton community continues its recovery efforts after an EF2 tornado hit the area on May 16th. 85 homes were damaged and 20 homes were totally destroyed. Photojournalists Marianne, McDaniel, and Jill Ballinger bring us the amazing stories of the Vanderkolks and the Hogues, two families who lost everything.
The National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a tornado warning.
Once we got home, we had 4 minutes until that tornado hit. So I immediately got them all into the basement, came upstairs to just kind of check things out, realized that it wasn't getting any better. We can't hear the sirens out here, so I didn't have any sort of notification. Saw the clouds, saw the rotation, knew something was about to happen. Got all 5 girls back down into the safe room, got the safe room door locked as the power had gone out and it had already started to hit the house. And 3 minutes after the tornado hit, I got my warning on the phone that a tornado had touched down.
The sirens went off and we were still kind of just hanging around outside watching what the weather was doing. And probably 3 minutes later, the neighbor screams, "It's behind you." And my husband walks out in the driveway and looks towards the back of the house, and he yells at me to get the kids inside. So I immediately run inside. We didn't have a basement, so we got down in the hallway. I shut all the doors. My daughter said, "Let's say a prayer." As soon as we said the prayer, you could hear it coming. Glass was breaking, and my husband barely made it inside at the time. He jumped on top of us and actually got lifted up in the air. The way he had his hands locked in, he was able to like hang on and be our shelter. And it came quick, probably 15 seconds and it was gone. But it was a sound that I cannot describe. Just breaking glass, just a big roar, like you knew it was here.
I came up through the field and then there was just stuff everywhere, so I knew I had to go around the front. So when I got around front, we had French doors. They were blown open.
Windows blown out.
Yeah, I could. All of our living room furniture was actually piled into this back room, this dining room here, where the windows knocked out. So the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, it was a disaster.
He prepared me as soon as we came out of the basement. He told the girls how brave they were and how strong they were, and he was so proud of them. They were the bravest little girls he'd ever met. He took me to the side, grabbed my face, and said, "You are alive, and those 5 girls are alive, but I need you to understand we will never live in this house again." And that's when it hit me. We walked out from our walkout basement and walked around, and I just collapsed when you look at the house and you see not only the devastation, but you see what could have been. I looked at the 5 little girls and they were all safe, and I'll thank God for that every single day.
About half the house, it looked like a normal day. We opened our 10-year-old's bedroom upstairs that night, and the bed was made, her clothes were there.
It looked like she just left for school.
Looked like she just left for school that day. And that was when it really kind of hit me how random the destruction can be, and little nuances of things that, I never would have guessed that her bedroom on the 2nd floor on the west side of the house was probably the 2nd safest spot in the house for the tornado.
It came straight through the middle of our home. So where we were in the hallway, it just barely missed us. The family behind us, their home was completely destroyed. The people on either side of us, it was their roofs are destroyed, their houses have been shifted off the foundation. The people across the street, their roof was destroyed, their barn, all their cars, everything they had in their yard was completely destroyed.
Scott and I didn't ask for help. We didn't have to ask for anything. We showed up the day after the tornado with totes and water and thought, okay, we'll get a game plan. And we pulled in the driveway and there were already 5 or 6 people here waiting and said, "Hey, we have gloves, we have food, what do we do?" And they just started. And we finally counted at the end of the day, we think we had 65 to 70 people who had showed up at some point throughout that Saturday. Whether it was to grab laundry to do, clean up the devastation, move furniture, bring us water, bring us lunch, bring us food. I mean, it didn't matter if they stopped for 5 minutes or they spent 5 hours. It was just a love that we could never describe that we felt.
Even that evening, everybody was here helping. Everybody that could get through the streets was helping, asking if we needed anything. Then come Saturday morning, everybody was out here offering us food, water, asking if they could take my children, somewhere safe and what they could do for us. And it was amazing. There were so many people just on this road and helping. We're doing pretty good. I really just think we're strong and we're positive, and we know that I've told my children that these are just things that we lost, but we still have each other, and that's all that matters. We need to be thankful for that.
Just having that community support, I could never be more thankful for that. To wrap their arms around us and pick us up and pick up our girls and let us know that, at the end of the day, a year from now, life will look very different. But we're here. I'm starting to learn this is just a house, and the home is where the 5 of us are together. That is something I think can humble you quicker than anything.
Both families are continuing to put their lives back together, including plans to build new houses on their home's original sites.